I'm introducing this amazing smartphone, especially made for the gamers. So this is the ASUS ROG Phone. First, please take a look at this exterior. So the design looks really different than most of the smartphones on the market. So we have the Corning Gorilla glass on the back, and also here a small part of the metal. This is also incredible thing, as you can see. This is a gaming phone and also a premium smartphone you can hold in your hand. So first I want to introduce you to it's about its performance. So the SoC we're using for this phone is the Snapdragon 845, and this Snapdragon 845 is different than those on the market. It is the high-speed 2.96 gigahertz of the clock rate, which is higher than majority of the Snapdragon 845 on the market, with only up to 2.8 gigahertz. Why we get this? This is special selected from Qualcomm, the company, because they know the cooling efficiency is so excellent that this can handle the heat to prevent any overheat for the performance to throttle. So speaking of the cooling efficiency, we have adapt our traditional 3D vapor chamber technology from our PC to the smartphone, which is also unique and innovative in the industry, smartphone industry. And also you are noticing that in every ROG phone, in every box users buy, you get this we call Air Active Cooler. So Air Active Cooler is basically a fan which brings the heat out of the surface of the smartphone. So these cooling efficiencies make sure that the frames per second of the long time phone gaming gameplay on the smartphone will sustain longer. That's the basic point. So this panel is the AMOLED. The feature of the AMOLED is usually a very wide color gamut and also high contrast ratio. So it's very colorful, it's very bright, and it's very vivid. That's what the gamers like, especially when they play games or they watch movies. So that's the specialty. And also, we can say this is the world's fastest AMOLED panel in the industry. So it is packed with a 90 Hertz refresh rate and also 1 millisecond response time, which is very important for the gamers when they play games. They don't have the blur effect on the panels. The response time is really smooth, so they can have the smooth response when they play games, even in the very fast movement in the game. Okay. And also something special about this panel is inside the phone we have a dedicated chipset, which is helping the display to drive the content from SDR to HDR. So some content, whether it's gaming, in a zombie game, or even in a movie, some area of the display will be dark. But this chipset, HDR chipset, it is helping the display to make the content bright when it's too dark. So because a lot of time people are complaining, oh, the content is too dark, but sometimes it's not about the content, it's about the display you are looking at. Okay, so after this, one important thing is the handling. So there are a couple aspects. So I think you rarely see a smartphone in the world who has the plugs on the button. So, for example, usually smartphone, you have 3.5 millimeter audio jack here, you have the Type-C for charge here. But imagine if you are a hardcore gamer, you play game for a long time and you want to win. If you have like the plugs here in your way, it's really uncomfortable for the mobile gameplay. So we create a special specification of the docks here. So I can show you if I move this. Okay, So this is the special hole where you can pull in the Type-C, for example, for the charge, or you have the Type-C headsets for audio, okay? And even when you plug this in with the Era Active cooler, you can even plug in the audio jack and hear the Type-C for charge and for headsets, which is perfect for the gaming scenario. And also we have enabled this we call air triggers, which is kind of like the technology very similar to the sonar wave. So we use ultrasonic sensor. So you don't necessarily have the physical button here. It's the sensor, it's the touch sensor, like air sensor. So with the really light touch, you can activate certain functions. You can do the key mapping with games. So for example, in the Free Fire, that's one of the most popular survival shooting game. You can triggers here for shooting or for certain movement, or you can trick here for running or checking the map, for example. So it's multifunctional. It's optional for the users to make the customization for themselves in the mobile gameplay. Okay, and finally, something important we want to highlight is what you can see. We have the dual front speaker. Because usually if the speaker is on the side here, when you gameplay, you basically cover that. You cannot hear the sound. You cannot recognize where your enemies or your where the gunfire comes from, right? So this dual front speaker is very important for the gamer. So you have that very immersive gaming atmosphere. This gaming phone, we have the ROG Gaming UI, and we have done some specific software solution for the gamers, especially you look at this X-Mode. Okay, so what's so special on this X-Mode is if you turn on this X-Mode while playing game, it makes sure that all the RAMs are cleaned up for extreme high performance gaming. It even prevents further battery eating RAMs to come in, and it optimizes the CPU performance to a certain high speed. And also the no interruption mode will come in. So even when you during your gameplay, you won't be interrupted by a phone call, for example. So this is the best optimum environment for mobile gaming. When this product hit the market, it will be geared up with Oreo, Android 8.1, sorry. And with the 4,000 milliamp battery capacity, and also there are a couple options of the storage, up to 8 GB RAM and 512 gigabit ROM. So this phone, we also expand further possibilities for the gamers. That's what they like. So we have the twin view dock, where you can dock in one console-like device. So you can take advantage of the two screens to play with the two screens, especially when you are play game and you can live stream at the same time. And also we have a mobile DT dock, where you can dock the phone into this dock, and then you play the mobile game with the keyboard, mouse, and gaming monitor, just like what you did on the traditional PC gaming style. And last but not least, we also work with gamepad company, GameVice, and also we have an 1180 Wi-Fi receiver, WiGig dock. So basically, you can enjoy a extensional living room scenario. So imagine when you have the physical button with the GameVice, you don't have to stare on your phone anymore. You can watch your phone content broadcast wirelessly onto the TV via this WiGig dock. So not only for the big screen experience, your friends and family, they can also see and watch what you are playing on the big screen. So it's a joyful moment, not only for yourself, but for everybody.